Greetings, everybody. I hope you're all choosing self-love and consciousness for yourselves this morning. It's like the matter of factness. You know what I'm saying? Issue arises, matter of factness. You're like, solution, remedy, and resolution. Choose it all day long. You find yourself caught up for a minute, let it go. That's kind of what today's video is about today. How we can get caught up. Inner children, sense of self-purpose and worth. All of this is coming up with the energies past few days, folks. So I'm just going to go straight into some notes from my journaling, and I don't know where the end of this is going yet. I like to usually plan it and have a goal and a subject. I have nothing. I don't know where it's going, but it's pertinent. I came to my family. They said I brought a sense of mirth, joy, and freedom. This is my memories from when I came into this world. But I found that folks are all suffering and they just smile through it and accept it. You guys know what I'm talking about? It's like my very presence as a baby, the way people would describe it, they were like, you just had this positivity, mirth, joy, unconditional, just freedom, that kind of feeling, right? And as I grew, I started to see this thing come through people, that their happiness was only on the surface and what was underneath was pain for almost everybody. And then I looked at the world and the way, like, did you guys do this too? Are you out there where you come into the world and you're like, people kill each other and stuff for resources when they could just like open up and share with each other? None of it made any sense to me. Not at all. But the weird thing about it, and that's what's dangerous, is it's like you get hyper focused on that long enough, you'll start to become a victim yourself. And I think that's the way God sets this up, because if you're here with a question as a child, you're literally going to draw that reflection to yourself. And that's literally how it works. How can you understand how to help somebody who's caught in a situation if you didn't get caught in it too and get out of it, learn how to get out of it? So this is what we're in here. And I'm like sitting there as a child looking at everybody, why don't you choose to stop suffering? Little did I realize I was going to have to suffer too to understand what the fuck, basically, right? So I said, I was looking at all the adults around me, and granted, I was born into lower middle class. I'll keep going, hang on. So I saw all the adults around me kind of suffering, and they just smile through it and accept it. And it's kind of funny because that's two-sided too. Being able to smile through tough things and accept them can be a superpower. But it's like I saw people do it to the degree where people were just apathetic when I got here, and they're like, "Oh well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Change something? Change something? Why don't you?" Right? So the lower middle class adults were all around me, the glitzy veneer of LA in the '80s, and the filth underneath, glamorized to a whole generation. It was so confusing being there. It was like this is glamorized, but at the same time, it's frightening and disturbing, and it's dog eat dog, and it's demonic. Holy shit. Y'all need to know consuming is so much more than just eating. That's an important right there. We're consuming all day long, and it's gonna come out. And it's funny, people always get only stuck at the physical, right? And it's like you're emitting stuff more than just what you can physically experience. And then my higher self started rhyming like he does. It says, y'all need to know consuming is so much more than just eating. For generations, race has been competing. Turn and face ourselves is the only way of completing. The inner child's heart is always endlessly bleeding. Watering the garden of the plants I've been seeding. Co-creation, not destruction, is what we could be breeding. You don't know yourself yet, better give him a greeting. Because one thing for sure, this life is fleeting. All right, yo, much love. Um, so yeah, it's an interesting thing how seeing suffering in the world can get us stuck ourselves. I was just kind of looking at it. It's like the lower middle class was growing and growing and growing my whole life. A whole group of us that just felt like we didn't have a choice. Uh, it's time to start changing things, and it's time to use our voice. Much love, y'all.